Welcome to part two of prosperity goal setting. This is where I show you how to create SMART goals. What is SMART goal setting? SMART goal setting brings structure and trackability into your goals and objectives. Instead of vague resolutions, SMART goal setting creates verifiable trajectories toward a certain objective, with clear milestones and an estimation of the goal's attainability. Every goal or objective, from intermediary step to overarching objective, can be made SMART, and as such, brought closer to reality. SMART goal setting also creates transparency for you and anyone you might be working with. It clarifies the way goals came into existence and the criteria their realization will conform to. What does SMART goal setting stand for? What exactly do you want to achieve? The more specific your description, the bigger the chance you'll get exactly that. SMART goal setting clarifies the difference between I want to be a millionaire and I want to make $50,000 a month for the next 10 years by creating a new software product. Questions you may ask yourself when setting your goals and objectives are: what exactly do I want to achieve? Where? How? When? With whom? What are the conditions and limitations? Why exactly do I want to reach this goal? What are the possible alternative ways of achieving the goal? Let's look at a specific brand's goal. I want to start a business. The specific goal is I will sell handmade cards through Etsy.com. The broad goal is I want to grow my business. The specific goal is I will acquire 3 new clients for my consulting business. The broad goal is I want to write a business book. The specific goal is I will write a book about social media that is a minimum of 150 pages. So the first letter in SMART goals is S, so that you want to be specific. You may have a broad goal, but you want to create a specific goal from that broad goal. The next letter M in the word SMART means the goal must be measurable, which means that you can identify exactly what it is you will see, hear, and feel when you reach your goal. It means breaking your goal down into measurable elements. You'll need concrete evidence. Being happier is not evidence. Not smoking anymore because you adhere to a healthy lifestyle where you eat vegetables twice a day and fat only once a week is. Measurable goals can go a long way in refining what exactly it is that you want. Defining the physical manifestations of your goal or objective makes it clearer and easier to reach. The next letter in the word SMART is A. Attainable. Is your goal attainable? This means investigating whether the goal really is acceptable to you. You weigh the effort, time, and other costs your goal will take against the profits and other obligations and priorities you have in life. If you don't have the time, money, or talent to reach a certain goal, you'll certainly fail and be miserable. That doesn't mean that you can't take something that seems impossible and make it happen by planning smartly and going for it. There's nothing wrong with shooting for the stars. If you aim to make your department or your job or whatever twice as efficient this year as it was last year. Relevant. Is reaching your goal relevant to you? Do you actually want to run a multinational, be famous, have 3 children, and a busy job? You decide for yourself whether you have the personality for it or your team has the bandwidth. If you're lacking certain skills, you can plan trainings. If you lack certain resources, you can look into ways of getting them. The main question: why do you want to reach this goal? What is the objective behind the goal? And will this goal really achieve that? You could think that having a bigger team would make it perform better, but will it really? Time. The last letter in the word SMART is the word time. Make a tentative plan of everything you do. Everybody knows that deadlines are what makes most people switch to action. So install deadlines for yourself and your team and go after them. Keep the timeline realistic and flexible. That way you can keep morale high. Being too stringent on the timely aspect of your goal setting can have the perverse effect of making the learning path of achieving your goals and objectives into a hellish race against time, which is most likely not how you want to achieve anything. So here is a SMART goal sample. The broad goal, I want to start a business. Specific goal, I will sell handmade cards through Etsy.com. Measurable, I will be ready to take my first Etsy order within 4 weeks, and I will aim to sell a minimum of 5 cards per week. Attainable, I will get set up on Etsy first. Then I will build an inventory of 30 handmade cards to sell. Finally, I will promote my business and build customer relationships through word of mouth, referrals, and local networking. Relevant. Selling handmade cards will allow me to benefit financially from my favorite hobby. Time-based. My Etsy store will be up and running within 4 weeks, and I will have an inventory of 30 cards to sell within 6 weeks. That is a really nice example of how to create a SMART goal for a business. There are 2 new handouts for this lesson. One explains SMART goals and how to write them, the SMART goal setting sheet. The other is a SMART goal worksheet, smartgoalworksheet.pdf. When you've written your goals, please share them in the Facebook group. And when you're ready, move on to the next lesson, and I'll see you in that lesson.